In this video, I'm going to show you how you can find any B2B decision maker's mobile phone number so you can contact them to sell your service or your product. Now, if you don't know me, my name is Isaac Wood. I'm the founder of levergrowth.io. And in the last year alone, we've scraped and validated over 1 million contacts. So we know all the best practices around finding and validating contact information. Now, if you do any sort of outbound calling, whether that's to warm or cold leads, you'll know the most important factor is your data quality. You can't do any cold calling if your data is inaccurate. So that's why we're going to go over how you can find and validate mobile phone numbers of decision makers in this video. So when you're doing your outbounding, you're spending all of your time selling and not validating data. Now let's dive into it. Okay, so we are now in clay.com. If you aren't familiar with Clay, it is a spreadsheet on steroids. You can build lists entirely inside the platform, or you can import lists from other data sources like ZoomInfo or SalesNav. If you want more trainings on how to do that, I have a bunch, so I'd encourage you to check out my channel. But assuming you've already built your list, right? So we have our ideal fit prospects, their company. We've scored these leads based on fit. And so assuming they're all qualified, we are going to want to find their contact information. So assuming you're doing calling, you also want to have their email address as well, so you can do follow-ups. This easy built-in waterfall from Clay's enrichments are going to be your best bet here. So the way that you do that, you just hit add enrichment, and then you type in work email, and they have an auto waterfall here that'll give you all of their best performing data providers. And then you can even include the zero bounce validation. So when you're validating your emails, it's going to improve your overall deliverability so you can maintain the inbox. So assuming you've done that, in this case, we found 9 out of 10. So that's pretty good ratio, right? We didn't have any good contact information. Now we have 9 emails out of 10. That's 90%. Solid. So now we want to find their phone numbers. So there's a handful of ways to go about this. So the way that I would recommend going about this is using their canned enrichment as well. So you can go add enrichment here, and then for a search, you'll just type in mobile phone numbers. And so in this case, we're only going to be wanting to find US and Canada phone numbers. And so this will give us a pretty good sequence here. So, Forager, Nimbler, Wiza, Lead Magic, Datagama, Rocket Reach, People Data Labs, Prospeo, Find Email, Contact Out. So this will effectively run the contact data from each of these individuals through these finders. And if it finds it, great. If not, it'll move on to the next one. So let's just do that here. I'm going to hit save, and we'll run the 10 rows. So as you can see, it's finding these phone numbers. It found a good amount of them in the first data provider. And then for those that it didn't find, it will continue to run it through the subsequent phone finders. And then down here at the end, we have, all right, cool. All of our mobile numbers are in its own column. So at this point, it's still running on 2 of these, but we already have found 8 out of 10. Okay, so now that it's done loading, we found 10 out of 10. So assuming you just wanted to rip them and go, you could definitely go and do this, but you're still going to find that some of these numbers are not valid. So I'm going to now teach you how to actually validate these phone numbers. So there's a lot of different data tools out there that exist that will validate your phone numbers. I use one. It's called clearoutphone.io. The benefit of using this validator is they will tell you if it is a mobile number or if it's a landline. I recommend only reaching out to mobile numbers. And so they actually have an integration with Clay that I've already set up. So what you can do is you want to hit add enrichment again, and then we're going to do clear out phone. So we can select it here. And then again, right, I've already set up my API key to include it here. If you don't have an API key, that's okay. You can just use your Clay credits, which will work for you as well. And that's the same with all of these mobile data providers. If you want to make it cheaper for you on a Clay credit basis. If you already have a monthly subscription to a tool like Find Email or Prospeo, then you can hook up your API key to those tools and it won't reduce your Clay credits. It'll only reduce your subscription credits from that platform. So now let's make sure that we're mapping our fields properly. So we have the column mobile phone. It automatically picks it up for us. And then we will continue to add fields. And so let's say, hey, we want to understand the line type. Let's see its status. Let's see its location. And let's just pick all of the data that they'll provide for us. So we'll run it on 10 rows. So that took about 3 seconds. We validated all 10 of these phone numbers. We found that we have 2 located in Japan, 1, 2 in India, and then the rest of the United States. So the way that you can get better results is just make sure that if you only want to reach out to the United States, then only make sure that you're building a list of US-based contacts. But we'll see that they're also mobile phones. They're valid, what country they are in. And so this is all you need. Now, the next step from here is import all these numbers into your CRM. If you have a dialer, you can do that as well and get dialing. So that's it for this video. Hope you found some value in it. If you want more guides on how to use Clay, how to do cold outreach, subscribe to the channel. If you want actionable insights and tips on a daily basis, subscribe to my newsletter at leadstoearnings.com. You'll get a bunch of free guides if you do subscribe as well. And I will see you in the next video. Talk to you then. Peace.